GLOBE program launched 30 years ago on Earth Day. Since the beginning, it was a collaborative science and education program that has support from multiple different federal agencies. Hi, my name is Amy Chen, and I am the GLOBE Program Manager in NASA Earth Science Division. And I'm joined today by my colleagues.
And hi all, I'm John McLaughlin with the Office of Education from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA.
And I'm Brandon Jones from the National Science Foundation, Directorate of Geosciences.
And I'm Irina Karmanova, Public Diplomacy Officer with the Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs at the U.S. Department of State.
This anniversary is really special. For 3 decades, GLOBE community have been collecting Earth system science data, and they're all maintained in this open access database for anyone. And with that longevity, we can now look at these data to analyze for recent weathers as well as analyze for trends in longer term.
Yeah, and since 95 when GLOBE started, I'm thinking about we only had 11 protocols back then when we started, and just 30 countries. And now GLOBE is in 127 countries with over 30 observables.
Well, and GLOBE participants are no longer just schools. For more than 10 years, the GLOBE program has included a large citizen scientist effort where everyone in a GLOBE country can participate.
In fact, most of the participants are citizen scientists. Throughout GLOBE history, more than 1 million people have collected observations in the field and reported them through GLOBE's open source database. In a world where data skills are increasingly critical, GLOBE not only offers the opportunity to practice collecting field observations, but also serves those data for students, scientists, and anyone else interested to analyze, conduct research, and learn about the world around them.
Each year, U.S. embassies and consulates around the world help GLOBE expand to new countries, new schools, and new audiences. Together, we're building an international community of science discovery, observation, and scientific exchange across borders, building a skilled workforce that promotes prosperity for Americans, along with many others around the world.
Yeah, and so speaking of workforce, from K to Gray, we have students and participants all over the globe, from US to Malta, who are making these observations on our water, our soil, our atmosphere, and our plants. And they are, to your point, John, able to upload all of this data into the GLOBE database, and therefore that data is accessible to the research enterprise. No way could we achieve such a feat without the GLOBE program over the last 30 years.
Yeah. So from my agency, NASA is committed to observing the Earth from multiple perspectives. So we have satellite in the space, we have sensors on board the International Space Station, we have planes in the air that carries next generation remote sensing technology, and we have instruments on the ground. And all of these observations help us better understand the interconnected Earth systems, and GLOBE is part of that important surface-based network, not just for NASA, but for the entire Earth system science user and research enterprise. So in addition to the data, which now we have more than 250 million observations in our open access database, as well as the research that are conducted, what I find most awe-inspiring and amazing is the program's impact on people and communities. So for 3 decades, GLOBE has nurtured generations of students that go on to become scientists. And communities use GLOBE to combat mosquito vector-borne disease. They mitigate soil erosion in their community, and they care for their watershed. So GLOBE is much more than just about collecting data, but making use of that data to propel humanity forward.
Thank you for mentioning that, Amy. I can tell you that GLOBE had a major impact on my career. After graduate school, I did a fellowship with GLOBE, and this gave me a firsthand view into the power inherent of students collaborating with other students and scientists to study the world around them. This inspired me and led to my current career supporting citizen science at NOAA. Thank you, GLOBE, and happy Earth Day.
And NSF is grateful to be able to collaborate with our other federal partners to support GLOBE. Happy birthday, GLOBE.
And the U.S. Department of State wishes GLOBE a very happy anniversary.
So in honor of GLOBE's 30th anniversary, we want to encourage all of you to go out there and make environmental observations. So go down to that stream and river in your community and take water transparency and macroinvertebrate measurements. Join the Globe Phenology campaign and go down to that field in your neighborhood, characterize the soil there, and contribute to the growing numbers of meteorological observations in the Globe's database. Happy anniversary, Globe.
Greetings. My name is Becky Boger, and I am the Director of Science, Training, Education, and Public Engagement at the Globe Implementation Office. I first started with Globe when I was working on my PhD at Virginia Institute of Marine Science, which is part of the College of William and Mary in Virginia. I applied for and received a NOAA Canals Fellowship in 1998, a long time ago. This fellowship is for graduate students and places you in either an executive or congressional job in Washington, D.C. I learned about Globe at the interview for this job placement and selected Globe as my top choice. I was thrilled when they accepted me. The idea of Globe intrigued me, that students could collect data for scientific research. My doctoral dissertation utilized geographic information systems, and this technology was in its early days of applications and uses for the general public. I could see the power of Globe in creating more spatial data sets, but I wasn't totally convinced about the quality that students could collect. My first Globe annual meeting was in Snowmass, Colorado. I was in awe of the scientists in attendance and participants from around the world. It was exciting, and I learned that I was part of something important that could change our world. My aha moment was when I saw a hand-drawn graph done by a high school student from Benin in Africa. His name was Ilyas Destin Luwani. This graph showed Globe temperature and precipitation data with cases of malaria in the community where he lived. It beautifully showed the relationship between malaria and precipitation. I knew then the power of Globe. This program was transforming our youth, adults, educators, and scientists. We were all working together to make this world better. What this one student did could be replicated millions and millions of times in places around the world. I've stayed with Globe since 1998 in several different roles. Every day, I am more and more convinced of the need for Globe to bring all of us everywhere together. I am thrilled to wish Globe a happy 30th anniversary.
My name is Rebecca Lewis, and I am proud to lead the EDC team that co-directs the Globe Implementation Office. As my fellow co-director Becky Boger just illustrated with her personal story of how she came to join Globe, Globe has had an incredible impact on people's lives over the last 30 years. It's helped many build skills that led to science and STEM careers, but has also given them skills that they can apply to any career, really. These skills include critical thinking, problem solving, and data analysis. These skills also have helped impact local communities and our world at large. Learning how to collect data to monitor the quality of water, or to inform agricultural practices, or identify mosquito habitats in your local community. These are all so critical and help build both local knowledge as well as our knowledge of Earth system science. We hear stories from the Globe community about how citizen scientists such as yourself have identified local issues through Globe data collection and made a difference by notifying local authorities and seeking change. People across the world are engaged in Globe, and this has resulted in an amazing resource of data that's available for both scientists and students who are conducting research and trying to solve some of our most pressing problems. As someone who just recently joined Globe in the last year, I'm continually impressed by this community and the collective knowledge we are building toward advancing Earth system science and its applications. We're so excited to be celebrating 30 years of Globe today. We hope you'll join us by participating in the 30th Anniversary Data Challenge, by contributing to the Globe Community Poem, or simply by going out and taking an observation today and contributing to the more than 250 million environmental observations available in the GLOBE database. Thank you.
Hello from TikTok. We are currently on the Chuck Cheese Field and it is negative 15 degrees Celsius, and we invite you to the air temperature challenge.
Between April 15 and April 29, NASA GLOBE teachers and students are challenged to do the thermometer calibration lab guide and current air temperature protocol to obtain and report at least one air temperature at any time of the day from your location. For extra fun, get 2 temperatures, sunset and evening.
Please enter into the GLOBE.
We can't wait to see how your temperatures compare with ours.
Hi, I'm Haley.
I'm Adrian.
We're both teaching through technology alumni at the University of Alaska.
And we're inviting you to join us between April 22nd and May 6th in a challenge to measure your outdoor air temperature in Celsius for the GLOBE program. So first, what you're going to need to do is prepare an ice water bath. You want to make sure that there's more ice than water so that it really gets to freezing.
So we've just added the thermometers to the ice water bath. We're going to leave those for a few minutes to equalize. So we've moved our ice water bath to the shade to equalize. And now we're going to check the temperatures of our thermometers. So we're looking for something around 0. So to do that, we'll put this close to the side of the glass without taking it out.
And if it's within plus or minus 0.5 degrees Celsius of 0, then your thermometer is good to use. If it's too high, if it's above 0.5 degrees Celsius, then you'll want to make sure that there's more ice than water in the bath. And if it's too low, you'll want to make sure that there's no salt in the bath. And if it's still not reading a temperature that's close enough to 0, you might just have a bad thermometer.
So I'm reading a little less than 0.5 degree above 0 Celsius. That's a good thermometer.
For last year's annual meeting, a group of GLOBE students were invited to contribute to a poem that demonstrated their commitment to science and the earth. This year, in celebration of 30 years of GLOBE, we invite all our community members to share their connection to GLOBE. Tell us how GLOBE and earth science have inspired you. Go to globe.poetsforscience.org, read last year's poem, and then respond to a prompt. We will collect the community's responses and create a GLOBE community poem, which will be shared at the 2025 GLOBE annual meeting in July.
The GLOBE Student Vlogger program connects students with real-world science through hands-on learning and fieldwork. Participants collect environmental data like weather conditions, water quality, and land cover, and share their observations to help build a better understanding of our planet. This program gives students valuable experience in data collection, critical thinking, and science research, skills that prepare them for future careers in science, technology, engineering, and beyond. While working directly with scientists and educators, student vloggers learn to communicate clearly, solve problems, and contribute to a global community of learners and researchers. The GLOBE Student Vlogger program is all about building knowledge, developing skills, and encouraging responsible engagement with the world around us. One student, one story, and one dataset at a time.
Being part of GLOBE program has taught me so much about Earth's beauties and secrets, and I love sharing that with others. I've also had a chance to connect with people and explore how we interact with nature in ways we don't even realize every day. I'm so grateful to be part of something that's making a difference and leaving a legacy. Happy 30th anniversary, GLOBE!
My first protocol was a tree protocol. I have to take photos and make slides with it. It was a little bit hard measuring the tree, but I got there at the end.
We regularly check the sky for clouds, calculated the amount of rainfall, the wind direction, and the surface temperature, and sent everything on the GLOBE app. Globe became part of our lives.
If you are passionate about science or environment, don't hesitate to join the Globe program.
I wanted to congratulate Globe about hitting 30 years. That's 3 decades. So congratulations, Globe.
Thank you so much, Globe, for what you're doing, and happy anniversary.
Bye. Bye.
The Globe program turns 30 this year. That's why we thought it would be a great time to dive into the depths of the archive and encourage the community to compare Globe data of any type from the past and present. We kicked off the campaign with a student logo competition. All 6 regions were represented in the 36 designs submitted. The student designs were creative, thoughtful, and excellent. We used all of the submissions as inspiration to craft the official logo. Building on the theme of science through time, students contributed to and capitalized on a local, multi-year record of rainfall measurements and learned that, where they live, the rainy season now begins a month later than it did 20 years ago. They also learned that the amount of rainfall varies a lot from year to year. They're using this information to help improve the resiliency of local agricultural and livestock practices. Did you know that in the 30 years that Globe has been active, we, as a community, have collected over 250 million scientific observations? That's definitely something to celebrate. Thank you for your participation in the Globe program and helping to make this campaign the resounding success that it is. Remember, the campaign is active through September 2025, so keep up the good work.
The Globe Observer app launched in 2016 with the goal of expanding Globe's impact by bringing in new audiences. Starting with Globe Clouds, the app has grown to include 5 citizen science protocols and data entry for trained users. In 2016, Globe Observer app launched with Clouds. In 2017, Mosquito Habitat Mapper was added, along with the Eclipse tool. In 2018, the Land Cover tool was added. And in 2019, the Trees tool was added. Trained users could begin doing data entry using the app in 2021. And in 2024, we started to highlight achievements in the app. We have welcomed over 290,000 new volunteers to Globe. From citizen scientists, to libraries, to camps. Even cruises. The Civil Air Patrol, Scouts, corporate groups, and of course, lifelong learners. Volunteers have added over 2 million observations from every continent to the Globe database. That's a lot of data. Since 2017, the Globe Clouds team at NASA Langley Research Center has compared cloud observations to satellite data. By April 2025, the Globe Clouds team had made over 1.5 million satellite comparisons. Globe observers have impacted science. They've documented dust storms, recreated historic photographs to document change, tracked down Apollo moon trees, monitored river ice, helped train AI to identify mosquito larvae, captured changes in clouds and air temperature during eclipses, identified invasive mosquitoes in new locations, and user-contributed data has resulted in 23 peer-reviewed scientific papers and at least 9 funded research projects. Thank you to all of our Globe Observer volunteers.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Dear grade. Hello.
Hola.
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 ¿Qué tal?
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Mabuhay.
From this year's
A lot of GLOBE activities have been done in terms of preparation for future researchers and the future scientists, and the many activities in favor of the environment. We can say that the result is tangible and promising. Thank you.
My passion for science and education is evident in my numerous contributions to environmental education and public health initiatives in Africa, and my effort in citizen science focused on combating mosquito-borne diseases like malaria and dengue fever by using the NASA Globe Observer app to collect data on mosquito breeding sites. I would like to say that GLOBE is the best educational and scientific response the world has received in the last 30 years. And we all the GLOBE community, we must ensure that it remains so. Thank you.
This was the biggest year so far for the Rainfall and Flooding campaign, and we had 105 schools signing up from across Ireland, Malta, Slovenia and Croatia, and Ukraine, which was fantastic. Schools involved set up a rain gauge in their school grounds and collect rainfall data daily using GLOBE's precipitation protocol. Schools upload this data using the GLOBE Observer app and can see the rainfall data being collected in all of the different regions using the GLOBE Visualize Data tool. We also hosted an expert webinar where all of the students involved can listen to experts working in the field of flooding and nature-based solutions talk about their work and ask them questions. This year we were lucky to have a speaker from Met Éireann, the Irish Meteorological Service, from NASA, and from LawPro, which is the local authority water program. Students explore their own school grounds and map how rainfall resilient it is, taking note if flooding occurs during rainfall events. They then research about the importance of nature-based solutions and identify where these could be implemented in their school grounds. They then create a Spongy School action plan where they design their ideal rainfall resilience school, and they submit these to our project competition. During the project design phase, we also host a student sharing session where students have the opportunity to present their work in progress projects to experts in the field and get insightful feedback on their designs and ideas. We encourage students who are designing Spongy School action plans to go a step further and try to implement these measures in their school grounds by speaking with and presenting their work to their school principal and local community groups. We have been lucky enough the last few years to receive support from LawPro, the local authority waters program, who have provided grants to the best Spongy Schools projects. This allows them to receive money to actually implement their measures in their school grounds, which is really wonderful. And over the last 2 years, we've seen green roofs, rain gardens, rainwater harvesters and more being installed in school grounds thanks to LawPro's funding. Overall, the Rainfall and Flooding campaign is and continues to be a really wonderful, interactive and engaged project where students from all over Europe interact and collaborate with each other and with experts throughout their rainfall monitoring and Spongy Schools projects. Seeing some of these projects coming to life and increasing the biodiversity and rainfall resilience in schools is an added bonus which keeps us motivated to keep doing the work we do.
The GLOBE program's learning by doing approach fosters a deep interest in science. As our Deshbandhu sir aptly said, don't just read science, do science. The GLOBE program embodies the philosophy allowing us to engage with science hands-on. This experience had significantly strengthened my academic work. My science teacher, Mr. Pullarao, introduced me to the GLOBE program through a PowerPoint presentation. He emphasized that it was a hands-on activity program which motivated me to learn more about it. Later, this experience sparked my interest in science. While working on my project, Types of Soil, I gained a deeper understanding of the soil's atmosphere, fertility, pollution, texture, and other aspects. This experience instilled in me a sense of respect and responsibility towards soil conservation. Now I am committed to educating others about the importance of soil protection. This guidance shaped my career in science, motivating me to pursue my bachelor's degree in science. As a result, I became a science educator. In my view, the GLOBE program offers numerous opportunities including project development, investigations, data analysis, knowledge sharing, ecology learning, and more. Therefore, I strongly advise young people to join the GLOBE program, implement the GLOBE protocols, and share their experience with others. This will enhance your skills and contribute to a brighter future. Thank you.
My work with the GLOBE program opened up opportunities not just for me but for my students, my co-teachers, and my community to work on projects that could help protect the people and the environment. The significant number of dengue cases in the Philippines presented both challenges and an opportunity for the community to come together to mitigate the disease. Dengue, being a major public health concern in the Philippines, required immediate and collaborative action to reduce its impact and health productivity and quality of life. So as a public school teacher from Quezon City, I took this challenge as an opportunity to make a difference. This initiative inspired my students to actively contribute to scientific research and convey solutions. The GLOBE program played a critical role in addressing this challenge by empowering teachers, the students, and community leaders through its mosquito protocol and other related protocols. Using tools like the GLOBE Observer app, participants were trained to identify mosquito habitats, collect data on mosquito larvae, and contribute to the global database. This data was used to pinpoint areas with high mosquito activity, enabling targeted interventions such as cleanup drive in selected to eliminate breeding grounds.
Mi trabajo tuvo un impacto significativo en la comunidad a través de la educación ambiental y la ciencia participativa. Los estudiantes desarrollaron proyectos de calidad de agua de los ríos, de calidad del aire, incendios forestales, monitoreos de larvas de mosquito, almacenamiento de carbono, entre otros, ¿no? Un ejemplo de nuestra reciente investigación sobre calidad de agua del río Chimehuín está basada en 25 años de datos de GLOBE. Esta información fue importante para comprender el impacto de los cambios naturales y antrópicos en la región. GLOBE ha transformado vidas. Los estudiantes han realizado proyectos científicos, algunos en colaboración con otros países. La interacción con científicos, tanto regionales como científicos de NASA, inspiró a muchos estudiantes a seguir carreras STEAM. El mayor éxito fue la contribución al conocimiento científico y a la educación STEAM. A través de GLOBE, mis estudiantes aprendieron a investigar, analizar datos y presentar sus hallazgos tanto en inglés como en español, en diversos eventos científicos y también en eventos de divulgación. Los estudiantes desarrollaron habilidades de pensamiento crítico, trabajo en equipo, colaboración internacional y ampliaron sus oportunidades tanto académicas como profesionales. GLOBE me permitió, en definitiva, tender puentes entre la educación, la comunidad y la ciencia. Muchas gracias, GLOBE.
My story in GLOBE is the story of my career. I started being university student, and after, when I finished to study, it was part of my first job at the National Environmental Council in Peru, when I had the opportunity to be part of the GLOBE Trainers Cohort program in 2004, traveling for the first time outside of my country. It was a wonderful experience that I will never forget. GLOBE have had a big impact in my life in many ways, because it was with GLOBE that I was able to manage field equipment for the first time, equipment that I have only seen during some classes at the university, like a GPS. After, because in a practical way and in a short time, it made sense the field work by teaching me how to track or monitor a plot of land to describe land cover types. A protocol that I've learned with the GLOBE and that now I'm using during my research in the field, and also a protocol that I teach to my students at the university now. Now I am professor in the Faculty of Science at the National Agrarian University La Molina in Lima, Peru, and GLOBE has helped me a lot to enrich my teaching, involving my students in several research experiences to improve the sense of learning. And here is Gustavo, one of my former students, now my colleague and also my friend.
My name is Gustavo. I am from Peru. And I joined the GLOBE program during my first year of university studies. Well, I pursued a degree in meteorology at the Agraria National University in Peru, where I meet my professor, Claudia Caro. And also I learned about the GLOBE program. I can say that this program allowed me to deepen my understanding of science and the significance of research and environment data recording through its different protocols and learning activities. It also helped me a lot to understand the interaction between different components of the climate system, such as the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. For instance, the atmospheric protocols provide me with important knowledge that enhances my understanding of my field and its social importance. Together, we had the opportunity to build meteorological shelters following the GLOBE protocols, and these shelters became highly popular due to their practicality and low cost. We traveled to different parts of Peru, our country, installing these shelters and promoting the GLOBE program. I remember this wonderful experience, and they greatly contributed to my professional development and strengthened my passion for research and science. Today, I am pursuing a PhD in environmental science, and I might say that both Professor Claudia Caro and the GLOBE program played a crucial role in helping me reach this point and achieving my academic goals.
Indeed, GLOBE is more than a science and education program. It is community, friendship, collaboration, culture, personal development, and inspiration. Thank you, GLOBE program.
I never imagined that citizen science and exploring the natural world would take me so far, and I want to share how the GLOBE program changed my life. GLOBE not only taught me about scientific research, it also gave me skills in communication, teamwork, and connecting with scientists and young people from all over the world. And I remember my first research projects, going out into nature, collecting data, and feeling like I was part of something bigger. I learned that science is not just theory, but is a powerful tool to understand and protect our planet. Thanks to GLOBE, I discovered my passion for science, and today I'm studying chemical engineering at the Universidad Nacional del Comahue. Being a part of GLOBE opened incredible doors for me. GLOBE is more than just a program. It is a community that inspires young people like me to dream big and take action for a better future. To those who are just starting their journey with GLOBE, I say to take every opportunity. Ask questions, explore, and never underestimate the impact that you can have. Happy 30th anniversary, GLOBE. Thank you so much for transforming my life. Besitos. Mwah.
Today I'd like to tell you two stories about that kind of highlight the 30th anniversary and all of what GLOBE is about. So from Peggy Folletta being an inspiration that she is and collecting all those years of data at Kingsburg High School with just hundreds of students and being a model for other educators across the country, to Mr. Harlow feeling really excited about what Peggy was doing and inspiring his students, and those students collecting data and monitoring water quality in their local area, to Heather coming to the University of New Hampshire, becoming a student worker in our GLOBE office, and then moving on to NOAA and being an employee of NOAA. That's really inspirational. And then to have Ed Lindsay and his students contribute significant data to this research, where we have these two researchers at UNH looking at the vernal window, and Ed Lindsay and his students contributing to that, and Ed being a co-author on the paper. All really impressive pieces of GLOBE.
In 2021, our school joined the GLOBE program and we celebrate the Earth Day. The success of Earth Day celebration inspired me to move deeper into the art of teaching science through play. In 2022, I developed an escape the room game for the GLOBE Lima regional meeting. This challenged participants to solve environmental puzzle, merging critical thinking with collaborative problem solving. The positive reception from students and teachers alike was overwhelming. This shows the confirmation of the power of innovative educational tools. Teachers in our school were impressed with the idea of integrating globe science with the various subjects through interactive games. This approach not only made science accessible, but also ignited curiosity and enthusiasm among the students. Continuing our journey of innovation, in 2024 NINA Regional Meeting, I present the introduction of the Globe Detective game, and I shared my idea also in Globe Annual Meeting in Virginia. The Globe program has not only enriched my professional journey, but has also reinforced vital lesson, the importance of following one's dreams. By intertwining passion with purpose, we've created a vibrant community where science is not just learned, but lived, celebrated, and continually explored.
My name is Dr. Sheikha Bouali, and I'm going to share my Globe program story with you. My story begins in 2001. At the time, I was a middle school student in Bahrain, restless, curious, and hungry for something beyond the pages of my textbooks. That same year, Bahrain became a globe country, and a teacher suggested I try the program. She had no idea that one simple recommendation would set me on a path of discovery, leadership, and lifelong learning. She had no idea it would change my life. Globe wasn't just another program. It was a gateway to the world of science, exploration, and real-world problem solving. It was unlike anything I had experienced before. Suddenly, I wasn't just learning about the environment. I was investigating it, measuring it, and understanding it through hands-on protocols in hydrology, soil sciences, atmospheric studies, and remote sensing. I saw the impact that student-led research could have. I wasn't just absorbing the knowledge anymore, I was creating it. They didn't just teach us protocols, they empowered us. They saw the potential in us as young students and nurtured it, guided us as we grew into researchers, educators, and leaders. The skills I developed weren't just scientific, they were transformational. When a trainer got sick, I was asked to step in and lead a hydrology training. I was barely 18 years old, teaching professionals. It was then that I truly understood Globe was preparing us for the workforce long before we ever entered it. We weren't just conducting research. We were preparing for the global workforce of the future. As we look back over the last 30 years, Globe has been transforming lives, building careers, and creating global citizens who are ready to tackle the world's biggest challenges. Science isn't just about what we learn, it's about how we use it to change the world.
Since 2016, the International Virtual Science Symposium has provided Globe students from all over the world with an opportunity to engage in the scientific process and learn valuable science skills through developing research projects in their local communities and sharing their research with the Globe community. Students receive valuable feedback on their research projects from esteemed judges from all over the world and have the opportunity to earn virtual badges to showcase the scientific practices they engage with through their research. These are some of the photos students included in their research projects in 2025. In 2016, the first year of the IVSS, 110 research projects were submitted from students in 5 Globe regions. Participation gradually increased, and in 2019, the number of IVSS submissions doubled, gaining more worldwide representation from students in all 6 Globe regions. IVSS projects are accepted in 6 languages, including Arabic, Croatian, English, French, Thai, Portuguese, and Spanish. The number of IVSS project submissions increased by 40% from 2024 to 2025. with over 400 student research teams submitting their research projects in 2025. Since 2016, over 2,000 reports have been published in the Globe Student Research Reports database, offering student researchers an opportunity to share their work with the world and providing the Globe community with an opportunity to learn about the innovative scientific research that students around the world are engaging with in their local communities. In celebration of Globe's 30th anniversary, the theme for 2025 is 30 Years of Globe, Understanding the Past, Present, and Future. This theme encouraged students to access and analyze data from the Globe database, contributed by members of the Globe community over the program's 30-year history as part of their research. Students embraced this year's theme with over 75% of projects applying for the I Am a Data Scientist badge featured for this year's theme. Spanning across all 6 Globe regions, students in 31 countries submitted research projects to the 2025 IVSS. Students demonstrated creativity and problem-solving skills in their approach to their research projects, with topics ranging from evaluating soil and water quality characteristics to promote sustainable agricultural practices, to developing machine learning models to predict wildfire and flooding risks. The Globe Implementation Office would like to thank the over 380 scientists, STEM professionals, and science educators who served as volunteer judges for this year's IVSS, providing invaluable feedback to our student research teams. Congratulations, students, educators, on a very successful 2025 IVSS. Each year, the Globe Implementation Office randomly selects an IVSS project from each region that has earned the top score of 4 stars and 2 virtual badges, averaged from at least 3 judges' scores. Selected research teams are invited to present their research and further develop their Globe research skills at the Globe Annual Meeting Student Research Experience. The following research teams exemplify this year's theme by adding their newly collected data to the Globe database and accessing and analyzing Globe data from a variety of timeframes and geographic areas into their 2025 IVSS projects to earn the featured I Am a Data Scientist badge for this year's theme. The project selected from the Africa region is from Pamplemousse School in Mauritius, with a project titled Observing Variations in Growth of Mangroves at Roches Nores Lagoon. The project selected from the Asia and Pacific region is from Waliak University in Thailand, with a project titled Regional Analysis of Globe Mosquito Data in Asia, examining species diversity, breeding sites, and container index. The project selected from the Europe and Eurasia region is from Srenda Scola Mate Blazine Labine, with a project titled Pine Forests and Labines, Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow. The project selected from the Latin America and Caribbean region is from St. Luke's College, Huaraz, Santa Maria in Argentina, with a project titled Trees in Our Community, Using Globe Data to Contribute with Primary and Secondary Data Analysis. The project selected from the Near East and North Africa region is from Saad bin Nasser Al Kindi Basic School in Oman, with a project titled Comparing the Observations Recorded by Globe Students with the meteorological station in Al Amarat over 10 years. The project selected from the North America region is from Crestwood High School in the United States of America, with a project titled An Analysis of 15 Years of Globe Hydrologic and Atmospheric Data, collected in southeastern Michigan. Congratulations to the team selected from this year's drawing, and thank you to all student researchers, educator mentors, and STEM professionals who supported students with their 2025 IVSS research projects. Finally, we are very excited to announce the theme for the 2026 International Virtual Science Symposium, which is Globe Data Detectives, using data to explore change in your local environment. For this theme, we challenge students to identify one or more changes that have impacted your local community and examine these changes using multiple data sources. Your own data collected using Globe protocols, the Globe database, and NASA satellite mission data. Document the environmental changes that have occurred and their effects on the Earth system through the analysis of various data sources. If the changes have resulted in improved environmental health, explain how. If the changes have had a negative impact on your community, suggest how you might offer a solution to this problem. Create a visual narrative using story maps and/or a poster presentation to tell your community's science story through data and highlight the interconnectedness of natural and human systems. Stay tuned for more information about the 2026 IVSS timeline in the coming months. We can't wait to see how students apply their scientific problem-solving skills to investigating change in their communities.
Globe is thrilled to announce that we have selected 12 student vloggers for the 2025 to 2026 student vlogger cohort. These students will be our new guides to global science in action. From collecting real environmental data to demonstrating Globe protocols, they'll take everyone inside the world of hands-on research and discovery. Get ready for another exciting year of science from students around the world.